Hey, I'm Dan Scott. I teach Illustrator at Bring Your Own Laptop, but does he really know what he's talking about? How dare you? I have the tiny cushion to prove it. All right, to start, who's lazy like me and never uses the file place and just drags things from the desktop straight into Illustrator? Problem with that though is when you drag it in, it is linked. I'll show you another trick. Watch this. If I drag it in, watch this, hold down Shift, 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 and I drag it in. Oh, look, this thing is not linked. It's embedded. Hold Shift while you drag it in. Mint. Now the same thing happens when you're using libraries. They're always linked. Okay, I'll show you that as well. Libraries. Okay, and let's say I drag this out. I'll drag two of them out. One. Okay, you can go over here. He is linked by default. But if you hold down, not the Shift, the Option key on a Mac, Alt key on a PC, and drag it in. Okay, this one here, look. One is a square, one is a linked file, and the other one is just embedded straight into our file, ready to use. Mint. All right, so just a couple of easy ones to get us started. I hope you're at home though going, oh, I didn't know that. Let's do some other ones. Live Trace, we love it, we hate it. Okay, so I've dragged in my image here. I'm going to go to Properties, I'm going to go to Live Trace. We've all done this. Okay, but we all bump into, I'm going to go black and white logo because I'm going to turn my drawing into like a vector. And you're like, never goes particularly well until today. So it's a black and white logo. This is the trick. Can you see it's got the white background from my pad? Now, if I go to these options here in my properties panel, okay, and this is the magic one. Ready? Down to advanced. All the way down the bottom here. This one. Click it. Ignore background color. Oh, it's magic. You don't have to do anything. It's got rid of everything in the background. Oh, I love that one. Let's close down Live Trace. Let's bump into some of the other troubles we have with Live Trace. I'm going to hit Expand. Okay, and you've got all this junk around the outside. What do you do with it? Well, you hit the M key, okay, on your keyboard, which is for the rectangle tool. I don't know, rectangle. Okay, so the M key, I'm going to drag a box around it. It doesn't matter what kind. Okay, I'm going to shift click both the background and my box, and I'm going to add a mask. I'm going to go Command 7 on a Mac, Control 7 on a PC. It is masked it, but we do know, he's like, hey, I know, it's all still there. Look, outline view, okay, it's all still there, all the junk, see it over here? Okay, so we need to tidy that up. So what we can do is this magic option. So I've got it selected. Can you see the Pathfinder here? Okay, you can go down to the three little dots and this one, the thing you never click on, you're like, I just use what? Does everybody use minus front? That's it. That's all of your Pathfinder. Watch this one. If I hit trim, it's done nothing. But look, if I go to outline view, Command or Control Y, just trims out the background. Who's using Photoshop that goes into Photoshop so they can crop it and bring it back into Illustrator so that they don't have the extra junk? You're fixed. Oh, it gets better though. Okay, I am going to ungroup it. Okay, ungroup, and I'm going to grab my direct selection tool, the A key, just get rid of this stuff here. Okay, so I want to take my drawing now, and it's still pretty scrappy. I want to kind of make it more vector. So with it selected, I'm going to make sure it's ungrouped. Okay, I'm going to click it once with a black arrow. Can you see down here where it says Edit Path? Okay, there's these two, Simplify and Smooth. See all the anchor points here? So many anchor points. Watch this. If I go to Simplify, okay, it's cut it down a little bit. Watch this. If I drag it a little bit to the left, a little bit to the left. Okay, this is only so far you can go. It simplifies it too much, maybe. Okay, but you will find, look how many, well, less anchor points there are for you to go and edit afterwards. Nice and smooth. Now, if you hit Command H, okay, or Control H on a PC, it will toggle the anchor points on and off so you can kind of see the end result. Super simplified. Gets even better. Let's go to Done. And then if you smooth afterwards, you can kind of just ease over some of those really bad pen marks. Watch this. If I crank this up too far, it's a giant blob. Okay, but there is a middle ground in here where it is no longer kind of a sketchy kind of hand-drawn thing and more like a vector. You're welcome. Let's click Done. Now this is one of my favorite ones. How do you color it in? Okay, so Shift M is the shape builder tool. You might have used that before. What it's really good for is, watch this. If I open up my swatches panel, swatches, okay, I've got some colors that I've put into my swatch panel. Watch this, I'm gonna click the middle one and I'm gonna click in there. Just filled it in. It's bananas. Gets even better. Watch this. Left and right arrow keys. Can you see down here in my swatches panel? Okay, you can see if I use left, it goes to the next color. Okay, so I can work my way around this document. Bloop, 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 bloop. Add your own sound effects. You can color things in very quickly. One last color there. So those are the secrets for mastering sketch to vector. Okay, getting Live Trace to work for you. Next thing I want to show you is the appearance panel. You probably bumped into it. Watch this. I'm going to select all of my Fox, and what I want to do is we want to add a stroke around the outside. Okay, it doesn't work. It has a stroke to everything. But if you're at the back going, hey, you just kind of like merge it together and then expand the stroke, and don't do that way. Do it this way. Actually, let's get rid of the stroke I just added. Okay, let's go to our Appearance panel. Let's go to Window, down to Appearance. Okay, and what we can do in here is, the weird thing about it is if I group this, so Command or Control G, okay, if I add a stroke here, it still doesn't work. Look, I'll make it nice and big, hold Shift to click the up buttons, it doesn't work. Watch this, if I grab the stroke and put it underneath the contents here, it's behind it. Now I really like doing it to typography. Watch this. Here's some lettering I've been working on. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with here. I'm gonna select just the text on the inside. I'm gonna group it. Again, if we just add a stroke to it, let's go bam. Okay, we make it nice and big. It doesn't do what we want, okay? It kind of overlaps each other. We want it to be behind. Okay, so all we do is drag this blue stuff here, drag, 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 below the content. Oh, it's behind. What's really nice is we can make it really thick, okay? And it doesn't start overlapping each other. Can you see that? They just start blending together. Another little trick for this that I like doing is, can you see down here, there's the effects panel. Okay, I'm gonna add stylize. I'm gonna add a drop shadow. I do like kind of adding like a drop shadow that has no blur. Okay, can you see here, 0% blur. It kind of has this kind of offset bit. And the nice thing about all of this is, watch this. If I click on, say, let's go into here. If I grab this part here with my direct selection tool, watch what happens. Can you see? Oh, it all joins up and continues being connected. That's the best bit. Ever made something and you're like, get it perfect. Then you add the outline and it's all expanded and you add up, and then you got to move something and it doesn't work and follow. And you got to do it all again or not do the change. There you go. I do love the appearance panel for that. The only trouble here is the colors aren't great, right? So I am going to grab my artboard tool, okay, which is Shift O on the keyboard, okay? And you'll notice that I can duplicate this by clicking once on the plus. And you're like, meh, okay, I just get the kind of whole nother artboard. Watch this though. If you hold down Option on a Mac, Alt on a PC, and you click that same little icon, boop, okay, you get a duplicate of the whole artboard. Okay, I'm gonna have a couple of versions of this. I'm gonna have a couple of different colors. Where are you gonna go? Yep, boop, and boop. Let's have 4 of them. Okay, let's grab all of the second artboard. Okay, I'm gonna grab everything in here. I'm gonna use the Recolor. Okay, let's close down the appearance panel. You can just drag this around to get different colors, but if your colors aren't great to start with, it ends up just picking other ugly colors. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Generative Recolor is good. Let's type in 80s. Okay, it's a good way to find new colors. Oh, geez. The 80s were a bad time. Any of these work? No. Let's do another one, my favorite. Let's select everything on the third artboard. Okay, it's got a Recolor, and this one here, Color Theme Picker. Okay, if you've got some design inspiration, let's say we've got this one here. Okay, we like the colors from it. We want to pull styles and colors from it. Select it. Let's go to Recolor, and let's go to Color Theme Picker. We just say you, okay, and it steals colors from it. I love that option. And if you're like, yeah, it's kind of like it, I guess. See this option here, okay, where it says change color auto randomly. Click on that a few times, okay, and you'll get some kind of like different, oh, I like that one. We're leaving that one. Don't click it too many times. There is an undo at the top, but it's a great way to appropriate color, steal color. What are we doing here? We're definitely not stealing. Do one more. Grab you, go Color Theme Picker, bloop. Oh, come on. If it doesn't work and you're like, yeah, okay, what you might find is, see this little option here, it says show saturation and color hue. Okay, you can drag these up to make them more saturated colors. Okay, by default, they're quite low. Okay, find something higher, and then I'm gonna have to hit the random. Oh, it's not good. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh, it's nearly there. I totally didn't just spend 5 minutes clicking that button. That'll do. Escape, click on the background. More source of the secret variety. You've probably seen all the AI tools, but they end up looking very generic and not your own or not on brand. What I find it's really useful for is find something that you've drawn or some artwork that's part of your brand assets, hero images already. There's an old drawing that I did. Watch this, the M key, again for the rectangle, select on it, generate vectors, okay? And I'm gonna say, see this cog? We're doing advanced stuff, secret source stuff. Let's click on the little cog. Okay, and let's go to, I like the Vector 3 model. Okay, and I'm gonna type in retro gas pump, and it's gonna be a subject. The big thing for this is the style reference, like we just did with the colors. Okay, you can go choose asset, and I can say you. Hit generate, and let it do its thing. The cool thing about this though, is it's not so disconnected from, you know, just Magic stock library stuff or Magic very obvious AI stuff. Hopefully, waiting, please hold. It kind of looks like Big Ben. The cool thing about it is that it starts using your artwork as a reference in terms of the pen marks. This is what I like. Look at all the kind of like shading and stuff. The gas pump seems to work backwards, but that's some AI stuff that we can't fix. But it's a great way of making you feel like you're part of this kind of AI creation process rather than very disconnected. Let's do one more. Same as before. All I'm going to do is go to style reference and replace my style reference to this drawing I did. Okay, let's click generate, kick back, relax, and see what magical pump we end up with. Oh, that one's good. Oh, can you see? That was just, what do you call it? Acrylic markers, kind of paints and a bit of pen to try and color that in. All hand drawn, just taking a photo with my phone, and look at this. It's a great way to add consistency across lots of multiple AI generated content and to make it feel like you were part of it. More you say, more you'll get. One of the things when you are tidying up a document, watch this, let's go pro level, let's go to window. We have to send this to somebody and we have to not look like we don't know what we're doing. Stuff is everywhere, it's a big old mess. The swatches library is still filled with this one. I don't know who decided that this one here was going to be part of the defaults. Who? Adobe Illustrator was that? Who's used that? Ever? Anyway, we need to clean these up. So I'm gonna get rid of you. What you can do is watch this. In my swatches panel, I can say you, and I can just say select all unused. Ready? And go boop, delete. Oh, we've tidied it up just with the swatches that we've made in this document. Need some colors added to the swatches. Watch this. I can say, where are we? Let's say that I do decide I like all of these. I don't. Okay, I select them all. I can go to you in the swatches panel and I can say add selected swatches. And look at that. Oh, they're all added. Look how professional we look. You ready to look super professional? Watch this. Let's say you do have your brand colors. Okay, let's say it's all of these. Click the, oh, don't have something selected. Had nothing selected. I'm gonna click my first one, hold shift down, click my last one. Okay, and I'm gonna say all of you that are selected, I'm gonna say fly up menu in the swatches panel. Check out this one they snuck in there that nobody knows about. Now you do, which is create swatch info. You're like, what is this gonna do? I'm just gonna click create. Look at that. I do like it. Look, it's not very pretty, okay? But look at that. Anybody spent ages crafting a good Pantone swatch looking thing, okay? The cool thing about this, A, they're all just made, but if you're like, I don't like the font and don't like everything else about it, okay, you can spend some time with them selected. Can you see over here? I want it to be 2 rows. I can go into here and say I want the hex, not the HSB, and maybe I don't need the color ink name or the ink type. Look at that. Okay, if you want to change the type on it, you got to go to window type for some reason. Don't know why. Let's go down to window type and let's go to character. With it selected, you can go in here and say, all right, I'm going to use something else. I'm going to use Museo round 30. There we go. We can tidy these things up. It's cool, huh? Now I hope you're at home going, oh my goodness, all of this stuff. Well, I hope you are, because I don't know. It's just me and the camera. Just me. So right, there's 2 more that I want to show you. So we're going to draw something and I grab the N tool, clearly for the pencil. Okay, and I'm going to draw a leaf. This is a leaf, by the way. Is your leaf better? I don't know. So we're going to call that a leaf anyway. And I'm going to show you the join tool. It's magic. Okay, if you can't see it on your toolbar, it's because you've been relegated to basic. You're not basic. Okay, you're advanced. Let's go to the edit toolbars down the bottom. See the 3 little dots? Okay, and right in the top here, there is one called basic, advanced, or getting started. You're on one of them. We want to be on advanced. If you're already on advanced and you click it, it closes it. Ask me how I know. Let's go to window and go to, I'm going to open it back up. Toolbars, I'm going to go to advanced. We're back. Okay, so I don't even have to have it selected, I don't think. Let's grab the join tool. The join tool is underneath the pencil tool. Click, hold, down the bottom. This one here. It's magic. Watch the join tool. And watch this. You ready? I'm ready. You ready? You sure? Boop. Boop. It just trims things and somehow knows how to join them. Do love it. Okay. And look, we've got a terrible leaf. If I select on it, let's go to edit path and let's go to simplify just to kind of tidy it up. So we've got less anchor points so that we can go through and say, actually, you are not very good. Let's make you nicer. Better leaf. Let's get rid of this anchor point. P key. Switch to the pen tool and just click on this anchor point. I'm going to get rid of him. Yours is going to be different. Let's carry on, Dan. Anyway, I want to show you how I would fix it. Fixed. All right. The last one, even better than the join tool, okay, is this one here. So see my drawing down the bottom? Okay, this drawing here, I drew a little crown on the top. This is the thing I like the most of that drawing. It's average, okay, but I like the crown. So I did a live trace of the crown. You might have to be in the beta version of this. You ready? Actually, I'm not ready because I need the beta version. Let me close and open this in the beta version. I'll be right back. All right, I've realized I've uninstalled the beta version. If you've never installed the beta version, you go to Creative Cloud, you go to apps and see beta here. You can go through and say install beta. It's worth the install, I promise. All right, that took a million years on my crappy Wi-Fi. We're installed. We're gonna open. We're gonna allow. All right, the wait was worth it. You ready? We're gonna select it, and it's this feature here. You ready? Turntable. More waiting. It's worth it. Come on. Now, I'm not sure if this is AI doing its thing in the cloud or my crappy internet. It's probably both. Are you ready? This better be worth it, Dan. All right, you ready? Is the back of my crown. It kind of only works with characters at the moment or single objects, but look at that. All right, that is all of the secret sauce that I have lying around. I'm Dan Scott. If you want to go further with Illustrator, check out my Illustrator Advanced course. Link in the description. And that is it. Bye. Let's go to the drop. Oh, my knees can't do that. Let's go for the fade to black.